This chair is really squeaky. Things that go on behind the scenes here at cultureradio.com.
Let's not talk about that.
Huh?
Let's not talk about that.
We're not
Oh,
talking
okay.
about nothing. I just said things that are going on.
We'll keep the focus this way.
The camera's on you.
Hello.
It's already live, by the way.
Oh, great.
Stop chewing gum.
All right.
Below me.
5, 4, 3, 2.
What up, guys? It's your girl Nina Rock here, hanging out here at Culture Radio. You already know who this is. So listen. First and foremost, I want to shout out all our sponsors that we have this week for Nina Rock on the mic. Shout out to Joanne Castro from G World Properties, the #1 realtor here for celebrities, athletes, and all that good stuff. So you need a house, want to buy, sell, or invest, make sure you hit up my girl Joanne. She's the bomb.com, just saying. Also want to shout out Hispanic Hearts, a nonprofit organization who is out here doing a lot of charity work and giving out scholarships to Central Florida teens. So shout out to Hispanic Hearts. They have 2 major events, and I'm a part of that organization. There's 2 major events that they have going on upcoming. We have Starlet Elite Royalty USA. It's coming up in June. And the Cultura Latina fashion show. So make sure you guys check those out on Facebook. We have all the information on that. At the fashion show, they are going to be giving out a scholarship to a Central Florida team. So that's what's up with that. And listen, we're here at Culture Radio, so make sure you guys download the app. Make sure you take us with you wherever you are. You can always listen to your girl Nina Rock on the go, so that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Because, you know, Nina Rock be saying some crazy things, and definitely you don't want to miss out. So make sure you download the app. You can find us also on Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, and Twitcher. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. No, I still didn't say it right. Dang it. I'll get it right eventually, I promise you. But it's one of those other apps that you can download and you can find us. But Culture Play is also another app that is our specific app, so make sure you can download that as well, and you can listen to your girl Nina Rock anywhere and anytime you want, as well as our 12 of our other shows that we have here on Culture Radio. So, with that being said, you know, we have this episode is going to be a little bit controversial. This is going to be more of a he said, she said, but not a bochinche or a gossip type of thing, but more of a, you know, his opinion and my opinion. So with that being said, let me introduce to you my guest this week, Mr. Carmelo Rivera. Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening.
Good
How
evening.
are you?
Well, you?
I'm doing okay. I had an awesome day. How about yourself?
Yeah, pretty busy.
Yeah? All right. That's what's up. So, first and foremost, why don't you tell, I know you've been a guest on one of my other shows before, but why don't you, before we go into our topics, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, Mr. Rivera.
Okay, well, I'm a small business owner living in Florida, originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, and, you know, in Orlando, enjoying the good weather, selling shoes, Fetish Boutique and Beautiful Soul, catering to extended size shoes, dancewear, pageantry.
That's what's up, and I know that you're going to be sponsoring some shoes for some of the girls at the pageant, national pageant, and so thank you for that. That is awesome. And ladies, he's got some awesome shoes. I'll go ahead and put the link up on my site, on my Facebook page, so you guys can go ahead and check those out. He does have some dope ass shoes. I'm just saying, you got to check them out. So, so we're gonna talk because, you know, Carmelo and I, you know, we talk a lot of shit. Excuse my language. On a daily basis. So I figured it'd be a great opportunity to bring him on the show today and talk a little shit with you guys. So what do you guys think about that? Is that like a good thing to do? What do you think?
Yeah, I do. I believe so.
So let me just tell you, Carmelo's very he's different from a lot of guys that you're gonna meet. So we're gonna talk to him and pick his brain a little bit and see what his random thoughts are, and then I'll give you a little bit of my random thoughts, so you can see how we go back and forth with the bickering, so to speak. It's gonna be interesting, so make sure you guys stay tuned in, okay? And don't forget, you can also follow your girl on all social media: Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, of course, and all that good stuff. You gotta follow all of them, though.
Yes, and she'll respond fast because she's always on her phone.
I really am. It's more like my iPad, though. Let's not get it twisted. Yeah, but you gotta make sure you follow everything, only because I write different things on each one, and it's like a story. So if you miss something, you're asked out. You're not gonna know what the hell I'm talking about. So with that being said, listen. So I posted this video the other day on Facebook, on my Facebook page, There's a lot of controversial things going on this week, so we're going to talk about that. So I posted this video this week about this guy who has custody of his son for like the last 7 years. The mom was incarcerated. She's been in jail for 7 years, and she's getting out of jail now, and the courts are trying to give the child back to the mom.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You want
I want
my
your
opinion
I
first?
want your opinion on that,
Okay.
because here's the thing. Because I watched that video and it's very heartbreaking. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out on my Facebook page so you guys can see what the video that I'm talking about. Because it is heart-wrenching. It's heartbreaking to see this little boy like clinging to his dad and like holding on to him for dear life. The father's like on the ground, holding on to his son like, oh my God, I don't want to let him go. Basically, this is all the child knows. He's 7 years old. He knows his dad. That's
Right.
all he knows. Do you think that is like a fair thing that the
Negative.
justice system has done to
Negative.
this family?
Too much power for the woman right there. 7 years, which means it's a felony.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was reversed, he would have had to go restore his rights.
Mm-hmm.
Probably start off with parental visitation.
Mm-hmm.
For them to come and just snatch him away and automatically give him back to the mom is insane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Total insane. And I can speak of this from experience because I'm going through something in a matter, and it's no way that should be allowed at all.
Mm-hmm. So my thing is this, like, I don't know, it doesn't really say why the woman got, why she was locked up or why she was put in. It's irrelevant at the end of the day.
Right.
It completely is irrelevant. I agree with the fact that she should be maybe given visitation rights at first. Come into the child's life slowly. Don't just try to just come straight in and take full custody. Again, we don't know the full details of the story or the backstory, but watching this go down is
But it doesn't matter. 7
Mhm.
years. 7 years is 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's
7
a
years
long
is 7
time. We're
years.
not talking about a couple of months.
Correct. Mhm.
7 years is a long time, especially he's 7, so he doesn't know anything else. He knows what his father created, the foundation,
Right.
and what they have going on. So
Right.
for them to just come and automatically give him back to the mom, no custody hearing, no trying to figure out which is the better role. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where the child is more suitable. It's insanity.
Right. And my thing is this, like I said, I don't know the full details of why she was, locked up or whatever the case is. But, my thing is, and again, I could be judging and not really something I normally do, but I could just be talking out my ass a little bit. But, this woman now can probably try to get child support. She can probably try to get Section 8, food stamps, and more assistance from the government because she has the child. I'm not saying that she don't love her child. I'm not saying that she wants the child, because she genuinely loves her child. I'm not saying that may not be the case. But what I'm saying is now she's going to go and probably try to apply for all these things. And it may just be a tool, using the child as a tool, because if she doesn't have the child, she's not going to get any of
Right.
that. Right?
Exactly, and that's exactly what's going to happen regardless.
Mm-hmm.
With or without a child, because I can speak from experience. In my case, that we was talking before off the air was
Uh-huh.
I raised my children in the
Uh-huh.
state of Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and my son's mother was collecting benefits in New York for
OMG.
over 10 years.
OMG. Fraud.
Fraud, yeah, fraud.
100%.
With no
Mhm.
child. My
With
son
no
is
child.
25 now, and I'm getting hit with $42,000 in
Oh my
arrears
Oh
for
my
a
God.
child that she never raised. And I've been going to court for this for about 7 years, and all I keep getting was there's nothing we can do. They're not going to open the case. They don't care that it's fraud.
So in this type of situation, that there is a fraud case going on in this particular situation, how, like, that to me is like so unfair that they're not even trying to listen. They're like just giving this woman benefits, whether it's baby mama or this woman that we're talking about on the video, giving her benefits. The child's not even living with that parent. Who's at fault? Like, how do you feel like that should be rectified? How do you find or think that should be resolved?
The system dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, in my case, my son finished elementary, junior high school, middle school, high school, technical school.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So,
and
like,
you raised him for that whole time,
right?
And
He's
collecting
still in
benefits?
Florida,
And she was collecting
and
benefits.
she was collecting.
Oh my gosh.
She was collecting till he turned 21.
Oh my gosh! So
When
now,
automatically they told me that the support stops at default,
uh huh.
and I'm like, okay, no one checked paperwork, no one checked Social Security because he had Florida health care out here,
Right.
Medicaid.
Right.
So if she was getting that in New York, how? No child. How use Section 8?
Well, because they don't really check to see. They don't ask for the child. All the mom needs is a social and a birth certificate.
But that's too
That's all
much.
she
That's
needs.
too much power.
I agree, but I'm just telling you that that's really all she needs. Now, in this situation, you know, if they would have followed up and seen and maybe if you provided proof that the child lived with you, maybe this wouldn't be happening.
No, but I have all the documents. No one wants to see the documents.
You have proof.
I have
that
FCAT scores, Florida immunization, license, promotion letters from middle school to high school.
That's just awful.
Yeah, so it's
I know
all state certified documents. I've never gotten to present them to anyone. I faxed them to Albany. I faxed them to Canal. I went to Child Enforcement. It's just no one wants to hear. And I understand because I tell them when I go there, 90% of the time they're dealing with men who ain't stepping up,
Right, who don't care. Right.
who are trying to get out of
Right.
paying support. I'm like, this is not one of those cases.
Right.
Take a step back, look at my documents, see what I'm presenting, and then you tell me. All I'm saying is, I got my proof. Tell her to show hers.
But they don't care.
It doesn't even get that far.
It doesn't even
I've
get that
flown into New York in the past year like 7 or 8 times and been in the courtroom 6 minutes.
Wow. And they don't care.
They don't care. Every
So it's
time it's a new
basically-
motion, it's a
basically,
new
you know-
affidavit, it's this, it's that. I served DSS, and I had DSS,
Department of
Social
Services
Service,
for
because
Children
they
in
the
New
one that
York.
gave her the benefits. I'm like, you put me in this predicament.
Right.
You don't want to open the case and collect the money, don't hold me liable for that.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, and it's a shame when it comes to the child support because if, like I was saying before, if you need a third party to intervene to tell you to take care of your child, you shouldn't have had kids in the first place.
Exactly. And we're going to talk about that. So with the child support, there's another controversial thing going on with the child support situation right now, not just yours, but in general, where there's women. I mean, let me just first say, I do get child support from my kids. I'm not going to lie and say I don't. Because the way I see it is I didn't have my damn kids by my damn self, so somebody's going to have to help me support them at the end of the day, right? That's number one. Number two, I use my kids' child support to pay my rent because my kids need a place to live.
Right. And that's
Right?
understandable, of course.
Okay, but there's people who will say, well, you shouldn't be using that money for rent. You should be using that money for clothes, for this, for that, blah, blah, blah. Let's put it on a card so that these things can get eliminated. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm with it. I told you, I'm about to see how I can be that third party where they put the funds on a card and then you can use that for food, furniture, certain things. Like you getting your nails done and getting your hair done. Nah,
Now,
that's a
I
negative.
agree. No, I agree that there are some moms out there who do abuse and take advantage of the child support system, and they use the money to, you know, go out clubbing. They're in, you know, the beach every Friday, Saturday, whatever. They're getting their nails done. They're getting their hair done. They're drinking Henny. They're doing all this stuff,
Hey,
smoking
easy with the
weed.
Henny.
I'm just saying. They're smoking weed. They're doing all this stuff with the money for, you know, that they're getting from the child support or whatever the case is. But my question to you is this. If the child is genuinely being taken care of, they got food, they got clothes, they got sneakers, they got good shit, you know, they're very well taken care of, they got a nice house over their head, blah, 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 blah. What difference would it make what she's using the rest of the money for? I'm just asking a question. If the child was very genuinely taken care of, would it make a difference to you?
Not necessarily. It don't need to be spiteful. Like, no, you can't use the money on yourself because being a mother is a full-time job.
Absolutely.
But if you want the support for the child, then that's the child's money. That's no different than me saying I'm gonna open a bank account and put the money in the account,
Right.
and only my son or daughter can use that. You can use it. Would you do that? Would you? If
Well, here's
see,
my
that's
thing.
how it falls into it.
Right.
That what I'm saying with the card is like a bank account for just the child.
Okay, so here's my take on that. First, let me say hi to Sherilyn and Vicky that they're watching. Sherilyn in Port St. Lucie and Vicky out in Jersey. Hey girls, thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on what we're talking about. We're talking about child support issues and all that good stuff. So talk about it, send me some comments, and we're going to keep it going. So here's my thing with that. I may or may not have a problem with that, but this is my take on it. if you open up an account, you put the money in the child's account, I can't use it specifically, right?
For your needs.
That's what you're saying.
Right, it's for the
my
child's needs.
Correct. A house, though, is a child's needs. Because, let me explain, I got 3 kids. I can't get a 1-bedroom apartment. I can't rent a room in someone's house, right? And bring all my kids in that one room, so to speak. So I need a 3-bedroom home to take care of my kids.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
It's not like the father, and not in my case, I'm just saying it, just my kid's father is actually a very good dad, I'm just saying. But it's not like the dad who can go back to his mama house or who can go back and rent a room somewhere else. So for him, the money situation, the rent or home situation is going to be different from what the mom is dealing with. Because in my, like just saying, in my case, I need a 3-bedroom. I can't do anything smaller than that because I have 3 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if that was the case and he was putting the money in a bank account just for my kids, we would literally be homeless, so to speak.
Right. Well,
How do you feel about that?
Well, then you would have to come to an agreement where he helps you out with rent money and stuff like that. And that should be a given.
Right.
Regardless, again, it goes back to if you need a third party to tell you what to do and step up to the plate, then don't have no kids.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, my baby daddy takes very good care. He's a very good provider. My kids don't need for nothing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Paying,
but not
paying
every,
half the rent.
Not every parent is like that.
A woman's going to need a car, pay half a car note. You need to ease the burden a little bit, of course, as if you was there.
Right. So in that case, if the child support is then put on a card, all of that can't be done with that card. So how do you feel about that? Do you see the difference?
Well, there's got to be a way where it can be monitored, because I'm not going to give you straight up cash and then you feel like, okay, my son could wear Spider-Man sneakers for this month,
now don't get me wrong,
and
some
I'm gonna
like Spider-Man
and I'm gonna go
sneakers.
right, yeah, the
My son never wore
C1000,
them, but
and then I'm
saying.
gonna go downtown and go to Wall Street and sip on all these margaritas, courtesy,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Courtesy
So
of my baby daddy.
there's gotta be, again, without a third party. You come to an agreement, be like, okay, if I was living there with you, I would still be paying half the bills, I'll be doing this, doing that.
Correct.
We're separated. I'm
Correct.
still gonna handle this, and this is for my son.
Right.
Or daughter. This is for the child, and I'm gonna help you with this. But it's not a fallback like, okay, I got nothing to worry about because I'm gonna get this bread. And then it comes also with this child support thing. You always hear about, oh, you gotta give me money, you gotta give me money. You never really hear of the woman saying, screw the money when you come in to pick up the child.
Exactly.
Because the time is worth more than the money. Because anyone could just cut a check.
Correct.
You feel what I'm saying? Building the foundation, you gotta, play the catch and be there for events. That you can't put a price on that.
Absolutely. And just before we continue, Vicky has a comment. She says, household yes, nails and hair no. I totally agree with that, Vic. But sometimes, unfortunately, we got women who do take advantage of the child support, which is why that controversial card is an issue now. You know what I'm saying? That's why that child support card is an issue now. It's coming up because a lot of women, unfortunately, do take advantage of it. So, but yeah, going back to what you were saying in that situation, yes. I mean, like I said, in my situation, I don't have that issue. Thank God my baby daddy knows. I don't know if it's because I taught him well or he just knows, one of the two. But he knows. He takes I always tell him, you and me break up, my kids shouldn't have to suffer in that type of sense. They're used to living a certain lifestyle, and just because you and I are not together, I can give a fuck about me. I'll wear flip-flops. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But, I'll hustle for me. You know what I mean? But my kids deserve what they were getting when you and I were still together, and that shouldn't change.
Right.
So he knows that, and he understands that. We don't have a court order. Right. You know what I'm saying? And technically, if we did, I'd be getting more. But I'm not a selfish or greedy woman. I get just enough to pay my rent. The housing situation. As long as that's taken care of, I'll hustle for everything else. Yeah. And then, like I said, if they need something, if they want to play sports or they want to do this or that, I just call them. I'll send him a text like, hey, RJ, he wants to do this, and he'll send me the money. So he doesn't fight me on any of it because he knows that my kids are very well taken care of.
Right. I've seen it coming from all angles. For what I experienced, I have a friend who always been there, wasn't with his son's mother, worked a good job, took care of the household, got into a situation where he was not going to be available for about a year or so. He put about 20 grand in his son's account.
Mm-hmm.
He said, this should hold you over while I'm gone for about a year, 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And that's good. He
so,
handled his business.
Right. Mind you, put aside, he put the 20, still paying her rent, still paying her car note, after school activities, Catholic school, on top of the 20 grand.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All the bases covered. Just so happened, early release.
Mm-hmm.
8 months later, comes back. She's rocking a new whip.
Mm-hmm.
Still didn't care, still paying all the bills. He just said, let me see that bank book. Want to make sure that he don't want it back.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I just want to make sure my son's 20 or whatever was used for that month, he's still there. It's still there. Bitch caught an attack, took him to child support. She don't collect benefits. She work.
She worked.
Career.
But
he
she took-
worked.
but she
she
took that
took him
money
out of
and-
spite. She bought a whip. He pressed her. Now she took it out of spite. Now he getting a McDonald's check. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
person that took care.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
had no
yeah.
reason to living
Yeah.
rent free and all of that, because there's a difference from a
Right.
baby daddy and a father
Absolutely.
and a man. He stepped up,
Absolutely.
still going through it.
Absolutely. And just to go back to the comment here, Vicky, yes, thank God my kids were blessed with a good father. Now, financially, yes, but at the same time, like you mentioned before, Carmelo, time is an issue. And my issue with him is always the time that he doesn't get to spend. Now, granted, he does live 4 hours away. I'm not going to put him on blast because, like I said, he's a good dad. He does live 4 hours away, and I get that. And he does call and text him every day as much as he can. And, you know, when I'm down there, he's up here, he does spend the time. But even when we were together, that time was always an issue, and that for me was like a major
And you
thing.
can't get that
You
shit
can't
back.
get that back. Exactly.
You can't get it back.
Exactly. And that's now on the flip side of that. So we talked about the woman. Now, how do you feel? You're a man, and so I want the man's opinion on. At the same token, you have these women who go, like you said, spitefully and go to child support and get this, that, just to try to, hurt the dad over. I didn't want to curse, even though I can, but I didn't want to. You know what I mean? You have, at the same token, you have these women. I'm going to tap two subjects right now. There's women who will, every year when they know if you're getting a raise, if you have a good job, they know that every year you're going to go get a raise, they're going to the court every year to up their child support.
Okay.
Right? You have women like that, unfortunately, right? But at the same time, you also have men who will fight for custody or do whatever they got to do to take the child away from the mom. She could be a great mom just so that they don't have to pay child support. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's not a man. But I have a situation. I have a friend also who's in the reverse side. She's being nice.
Mm-hmm.
The guy makes money,
Mm-hmm.
not reporting all the money, all his income, and takes her to child support every couple of months to lower and to lower and to lower, from $3,500 to $2,500 to $2,000, just to get out of your responsibility.
And how do you feel about a man like that?
That's not a man. I said that's a scumbag. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna keep lowering to create a hardship for the mother. Your child is with her.
The child is the one who suffers
because
at
emotionally, at the end of the day,
Exactly.
emotionally, if the mother can't take it, that's when you get the screaming at the kid, go to your room, and then it's just a ball of. It's a clusterfuck.
And not only that, but like I mentioned, and I'll just mention my situation. This is if my daddy my daddy, I ain't got a daddy.
Well,
Ursh? That's another conversation. Maybe next week though.
Yeah.
But anyway, my kid's father, if he would have been a scumbag, which he's not, but if he would have been and decided just he wasn't gonna pay me shit, we really would have been asked out. I mean, and granted, I work and I hustle every day, but rent's fucking expensive. It is expensive. You know what I mean? And so, it's just wrong on all types of situations. So I just, I wanted to get your thoughts on that because, like I said, on the flip side, there are also men who do that, who would go to court to try to lower so they don't have to pay, do everything that they can to try to hurt the mom, when in reality, the only one who really
kid.
gets hurt in this situation is the child.
It's the child,
because
yeah.
the child... It's
Didn't
not,
ask for this.
The child didn't ask to be here. Exactly. You guys came together, whether, you wanted to be together or not be together, the child is here, regardless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all both got to step up and do what you got to do to take care of that child. And make sure that child is not the one suffering in your personal
Right. And mind
issues.
you, I get a lot of shit because I date strippers and bartenders.
Oh yeah, I know.
And I got 3 kids from 3 different women who are not strippers and bartenders, and look at this shit that I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Well, you know.
At the end of the day, stick with a stripper. That's my advice.
Well, we're not going to talk about that because you know how I feel about that.
Oh, God.
And I'm just saying because, listen, I have nothing against strippers. I'm going to be 100% honest. Is, you know, if you're doing what you got to do, whatever. But if you're making that a lifetime career, that you got issues. I'm just saying.
Yeah, nah, you can't. I think
just saying, you got issues.
30 years old, anything over 30 is questionable.
It's questionable.
You grandma and sugar
if
daddies.
you have a child, especially if you have a daughter, I'm sorry, that's an issue because you should set a better example for your child instead of swinging on a pole. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to it.
It ain't nothing wrong with that. It's
That's
it's all
how I
about
see
how
it.
you carry yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, a job is a job.
You're right. 100%.
I mean, girls love dudes that hustle.
Well, not
I
all.
think that's it falls in the same category. To me, I look at dancers as dudes that hustle.
I have no issues with
It's
strippers.
hard to give.
I have a lot of stripper friends. You know that
It's
are young,
it's
you know
hard
what I
to
mean?
give up. It's hard to give up that lifestyle when you get that mentality. Like, wait a minute,
Fast,
I'm gonna
quick
go.
money.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go work 8 hours and here to take somebody's shit when I could just go and be lazy, turn back, smile, and 700.
And shake
800.
shake the fake ass because all of them got booty injections
that's
right now.
hating.
I'm
It's
not
hating.
hating. I swear to God, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, you know, it should
Listen,
not
I'm
be,
the advocate for
it should
strippers
not be
because
a career.
I don't,
That's what I'm saying.
I
It
don't
shouldn't
judge.
be a
I don't
career.
mind.
It
I
shouldn't
love.
be a career.
I support single mamas. That's my. And, I
You-
put a couple
you
through
paying-
college.
You paying somebody's child support except your damn own.
Yeah,
How about
exactly.
that?
Well, I raised mine.
I know.
Yeah, so
I'm just
they not
kidding,
getting.
just
I told the judge, you ain't getting a dime from me. Ain't nobody getting. I'm gonna do what I gotta do till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Get it in blood.
So we're talking about here at Culture Radio. Again, make sure you guys download that app because you can listen to this show and any of our other shows anytime you want. We always have the replay, so in case you missed it and you want to go back and hear it, you can always go ahead and do that because all the shows are on there as well. Culture Radio. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Twitcher. I think as Shredder. It's Shredder.
Yeah, Twitch is that where you play games and you can stream it.
I don't know. Don't worry about that one. Just download Culture Play. How about that? Just make life simple and download Culture Play, and you'll be all right. Right. So again, talking about the food stamp, the child support card, and all that. And for me, I feel like it's kind of a way that the government is trying to control certain things. Now, granted, in some situations, it might be necessary for these women, especially the ones who are taking advantage of the system, 100%.
Oh God!
Right? I'm just saying, it's the truth. There's women out there who take advantage of the system.
Yeah, I know.
Right? I know you know. So, but at the same time, the government control of that whole situation is just insane. Now, speaking of that, right now they have the abortion issue. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, listen, that's a woman's body. You don't meddle in that.
So right now, for those of you who don't know, a couple of states, Alabama being one of them, and I believe it's Ohio.
Georgia.
No, Georgia too? I thought it was just Ohio. Okay, so the couple of states, Alabama being one of them, signed into law where it is a felony to have an abortion. It doesn't even matter the circumstances. If it's if you're raped, molested, 11 years old,
just
pregnant.
leave the state. You're just gonna have to leave the state.
Well, that's what's gonna happen at the end of the day. Because especially if you're a child and you're raped and end up getting pregnant, why should you have to? Again, I know it's a child, but this is a child having a child that didn't want to have.
Number one is no matter the situation, even if you just wake up in the morning and be like, "Oh, I screwed up. I shouldn't have did that." It's your body, it's your choice. That's where I stand on that. I'm never with my 3 children. The situation comes, this ain't the Cosby Show that you see on TV. Everybody's so happy and joy. Someone come to you, "Oh, I missed my period." It's quiet. Like shit. Damn, I ain't going to Cancun next month. Like everything just starts like, okay, are we ready for this? My thing is, whatever your decision is, I'm here to back you, 100%.
So what if in that case, what if you had a one-night stand? Let's just say, with let's just say a stripper.
Okay.
Let's just say.
You can't get pregnant through your mouth, but go ahead.
Anywho,
Okay.
you had a one night stand, and let's
Okay.
just say with a stripper.
Okay.
I'm just making it up,
Okay.
right? And she gets pregnant. You don't know, right?
Mhm.
6 weeks later, 2 months go by, whatever. And now she has this child. Months go by, she has a child. She never told you. You just didn't see her at the strip club anymore. You thought maybe she quit. Maybe she
Got rescued.
got
Okay.
rescued, right? Found a sugar daddy to take care of her, right? And then now she has this child, and she comes to you for child support. How do you feel about that?
I gotta take care of my child. We getting the paternity. If they don't got the eyebrows, I ain't claiming them.
Show them that eyebrow. Show it. Go.
The eyebrows,
Turn to the other way. There. No. Now you gotta come this way for the camera. Hold on. Let me move the camera towards you.
My eyebrows is mean.
Turn this way. No, the other way. Look at my head. There you go. Look at that eyebrow.
Y'all wake up in the morning trying to pluck to get this. I just get up and be like, okay, I'm ready to go. All my kids got them. 3 different women.
Yeah.
They all got them.
Yeah.
So
That's some edges right there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
if no eyebrows, you get nothing. No picket fence, no travel, no jet ski, nada.
But it could be a possibility that maybe your 4th child won't have.
4th child, they ain't no more. You crazy?
I'm just saying. But
I was just talking to my homegirl. I saw, you can't believe everything you see on social media. I saw they
Exactly.
talking about $35,000 for a donated testicle.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, both of them, they gone. When you see me up in the strip club popping 12 bands,
like
you
this?
already know, no nuts,
You be
done.
like this. Fire.
It is a wrap. I'm telling you, I'm about to research it while we live.
So they are making that. A couple of states did make that law. They did pass that law, and I just wanted to know what your thoughts on that were.
Yeah, that's a woman's
especially-
decision, no matter what. It doesn't even have to be the extreme because they're going for that.
Exactly.
They're going for the validation that rape, this and that. You don't even got to go that far.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter. It's not your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
And if you it's already happening here. You let that go, it's controlling everything.
Exactly. Women's rights are completely
You're giving up a bunch of
gone.
liberties
Mhm.
for
Mm-hmm.
they kill you with convenience. Okay, yeah, this, that, and then all of a sudden it's a clusterfuck and it's too late. I'm not for that, no matter what. And anyone who says yeah is a buffoon.
Mm-hmm.
And
mm-hmm.
they passed this, so eventually it's obvious that in Alabama there's a bunch of buffoons.
I feel like it just kicked women's rights 100 years back. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it just, and what's going to happen is it's going to cause a lot of unwanted children, unfortunately,
Which is worse.
which is worse.
Which
who,
is
who
worse.
might end up in
Poverty.
foster care, adoption centers, and never get adopted. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it's the right thing to do, but it should be your choice to do.
Isn't
Do you know what I'm
Alabama
saying?
one of those crazy states that's like kissing
Oh,
cousins and all
They
of that
might
crazy?
be. They
No,
might
no.
be. I mean,
that's-
I've only driven through Alabama. I've never
Nothing against
actually
Alabama,
stayed.
but I'm just saying, isn't that one
that
of those
was just
states?
like a drive-by for me.
Isn't
going
it one
to
of
Texas.
those states that, hey, yeehaw, this is Mary Jo Beth.
And you know what? It was a woman who actually signed that bill into a law. How
She
about
wasn't
that?
hugged as a child. You know my theory with miserable women. No
I
dick.
know.
That's what it was.
Well, I'm not miserable, and I don't
Well, listen.
get the D.
Okay.
I don't. We talked about this before.
Okay, whatever.
We don't, and that's by choice. I mean, I could flip through and pick if I want, but that's not what I want.
You can lie all you want.
I'm not lying. I swear, you know it's not a lie.
Me too.
You talk to me more than anybody.
I've been celibate since June.
Yeah, that's June.
That's a long time.
Okay, I don't believe it, but okay.
You
I
don't
mean, I
got
don't
to.
have to believe it.
You
Exactly.
know, I
so
know
it
you
don't
questioned
matter.
that. You were like,
I
hey,
did
listen,
question
I'm
it.
good. Pornhub got some new videos. Free advertising
Shout out
for
to
them.
Pornhub.
Yeah, exactly. Black Ops and Pornhub. You can't go wrong.
Yep. Random dinners at Nina's house.
Yeah, fuck that. You safer that way.
I know you don't got to worry about the child support.
Exactly.
You don't got to worry about
Yo,
the
that
abortion
shit-
law. You don't have to worry about none of that.
Listen, if I was to bring my man up here and we had this
Mhm.
conversation, that
Bring
shit
him.
is
When's he
life.
coming?
That shit is life changing, and it's
What, Pornhub?
no, that is life changing too. But the child support, that shit, like it changes you.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, if I didn't have my son with me for all those years, then I'd be like, okay, whatever I gotta pay.
Mhm.
You know,
But then you wouldn't be in that situation because you would have been paying.
right? But
Or,
but to tell me that I gotta pay 40 racks for a child that I raised, that is still in my custody, you could say, because he's in the state of Florida calling me when he needs shit.
Mm-hmm.
Grown ass man, like,
Mhm.
come on. I'm not trying to hear it, no matter what. 42, because you gave her all those benefits with no child. You dropped the ball.
That's their fault then.
Yeah, I called welfare in Albany.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the phone with this, I don't know who she was, an agent, the inspector general, and I told her everything, and the bitch went, "Wow." That was her response.
That was her response.
I'm
Wow.
like, dude, you're not my homegirl. Like, we not talking on the block, and you like, wow. I need you to point me in the right direction if you don't have the solution.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got wow from everybody else. I'm tired of getting wow.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, she told me that since 2008, 2010, that she said they're not going to open the case to go after her. I told her, that's great. I'm not spiteful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you lock her up.
Right, right.
You go
just
tell
wanna
child
clear your
support.
heart, right.
You go tell child support that you're not stressing it and you taking it as a L.
Mm-hmm.
And let me get my license
Yeah,
back.
but they can't do that because
They dropped the ball.
Right, exactly.
I wish men could do that. If I go to the corner store right now to 7-Eleven and steal a bag of M&Ms, I'm going to get life.
Mm-hmm.
This broad just went and got Section 8, food stamps, Medicaid. And my thing was, why? And cash. I told her, yo, you're not crippled. You could work. Go shake your ass. Sell your ass. I don't care what you do.
Well, and
Why are you just going to sit home, get cash, food stamps? Okay.
because it's convenient for her.
But
But
then-
really, it's really
What you was doing with the Medicaid? You had no kid.
It's the government's fault, really. Like whoever gave her, approved her for all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna admit fault. That's the problem. Because if they admit fault, that's the case on them.
I'm about to go to Morgan & Morgan and see
I'm
what's
just
popping
you
with them.
should Morgan and Morgan.
I don't even want
Or
anything.
Abercrombie Law, one of them.
I'm like, yo, listen, just dead the
Shameless plug for both of them.
To tell you the truth, I said it too. I was like, when you spoke today, I was like, I don't even care about the 40 racks.
Right, right.
I need my license because I can't even drive dirty. I can't go to New
you how
York.
to handle that though.
I can't go to New York.
Just drive to
No
Jersey
license.
and hop on the train.
No. I'm talking. How I look going to sugar daddies.
In
I
the
mean, the
Uber.
train's up the block.
So
yeah,
take an Uber.
That's
You
true
can take an
too.
Uber and do Uber X. It's gonna be a
No.
luxury car.
No,
You
man.
worrying about impressing?
I don't need to worry about that.
Exactly. So what do you
I used to
care?
pick up bitches taking the one train to Latin Quarters.
Exactly. There
So
you go.
I'm not worried about that.
Exactly.
But
so.
damn,
Just Uber Exit, like I said. Those are luxury cars.
I can't go to New York taking an Uber. No. Niggas gonna be like, oh, this nigga went to Florida, he fell off, plotao.
What you worrying about other people's opinions, though?
Yeah.
Are they paying your
that's-
bills?
Nah. I mean, they could.
I mean, they could, but are they paying your bills? I don't worry about other people's opinions. I'm just saying, people talk shit about me all day, every day. Make
I
up
put in a lot of
lies,
work.
Make up lies and stories and stuff like that, and I just laugh.
Yeah.
I'd be like, thank you for thinking about me, boo. I love you too. Throwing hearts and kisses. Mwah.
Well, this got to get resolved. I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
I sent some emails to the commissioner, spoke to some people on the phone. I'm gonna file again. Go to Queens,
Right,
see what they tell me. I just need somebody. Nobody's looking at these documents.
right,
Like,
right. You just want to clear that part of it. Like, you're not even worrying about whether or not they go after her or not. That's not your issue. Your issue is you want to clear
served
yours.
DSS. I had went to 4 World Trade Center, waited like an hour to take the elevator with all the
Yeah.
clearance to go to the 42nd floor. Served them with the affidavit of service. He shows up. The judge is already wilding. She don't even want to hear anything.
Right,
I
right.
was like, I told her I was gonna get locked up. I was like, you miserable. You got no dick. I already understand you. I was like, I don't even know why they got this woman doing this. So I turned to the dude and I said, I served you. Can you look at these documents? He said, I can't talk to you. I said,
Why?
motherfucker,
Because
I
you
served
him.
I said, nigga, I served you. This is why you here. I need you to look at this. I called my mother right on the phone. I said, you going to have to watch over Alina because I'm about to go to jail. Because they grabbing their guns and everything. I said, because I'm about to spaz in here. I said, I took a fucking flight that was delayed 6 hours in the morning. And it took me half an hour to get in the building. And I was here 3 minutes.
For them not to look at
All
the
she was
document.
regurgitating everything that was on the motion and then talk about no.
So definitely we can agree that the system is flawed in all kinds of ways.
Yeah, you can say it that nice way. She's fucking batshit is what it is.
That is the nice way to say it. The system is flawed in a whole lot of ways.
Both ways. Because
In
like I
both
said,
ways.
my homegirl's getting screwed now with her man wiggling out of not showing his income and
Right.
trying to lower it. And it's working in his favor.
It's working in
So
his
I
favor.
can't say that it's always one-sided.
Right.
Because I guess it's just one-sided for the scumbags.
Right.
Because he's getting his way.
Mm-hmm.
And she's paying, and she's a good mother, and he's
Mm-hmm.
just denying his responsibility, hasn't paid, and he's just like, he's cool with it, and he wants to just keep lowering it. But you're hurting the child.
Exactly. You're hurting the child at the end of the
There's
day.
no
and-
food. You know, New York is insane. Like, she told me she
know.
pays like $700 a week daycare for her to go to work.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
When I lived up north, I was paying $4.40 a week for the kids to go in the morning before school and at night because I was working in New York radio and I used to have to go in at 8:30 to 5:30 because I worked in New York radio. So I used to drop them off, the big ones. They would go in the morning for an hour. School was across the street. That's literally where it was. And then 2 hours in the afternoon, and I was paying $4.40 a week.
Yeah, it's insanity. You know what I'm saying?
$440 a week for 3 hours a day.
So you figure if she paying like $700, that's $2,800 a month just in daycare.
Just in daycare.
And he's trying to lower than that. So basically, the kid don't eat.
Wow, that's just insane.
That's how you do the math.
And that's the thing. When you want to be spiteful, like I said, the only one that really hurts and suffers in the end is the child.
Yeah,
And-
there's a
and at
lot
the
of
end
men
the
like
day-
that.
Exactly,
It's a
that's what I'm
power
saying.
thing, and you know when it comes to
They
children,
feel like, oh, fuck the mom. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hurt her. I'm gonna hurt her. When it's not, the one who's really getting hurt is the child. The one who
Yeah.
loses out is the child.
that's when you know they really hurt. When they do shit like that,
Yeah.
like, oh, you need a hug, you need a Band-Aid.
Andy,
Like, there's not But isn't it better you catch more? What does that say? You catch more bees with honey.
right.
You figure, okay, you still want to smash, then this is the hood coming out on you. If you still want to smash, then fuck it. It's your kid. It's
Take
not
care
like
of it. At the end of the day,
everybody
but,
knows me. I don't
all right,
trick.
but look.
You're not
at the
getting
end of the
nothing.
day, even if you didn't want to smash and you just straight hated the bitch, it doesn't matter.
You still gotta pay.
That's your child.
But I'm saying
That's
we're
your
talking about
child.
in the hood. So
I'm
you
just saying.
you think from a hood mentality, you'd be
Yeah.
like, all right, if I be spiteful and do shit to hurt her and put her in a worse predicament, I'm definitely not smashing. So okay, here's extra for this, extra for that. Keep everything on a good note. So then when you hang it up 3 a.m, she gonna answer the phone.
And you be like, hey boo,
I'ma come through.
WYD.
Yeah, what you doing? I'ma come through, give you this honey dick, and then in the morning make pancakes for the baby, and then I'm out. I mean,
He said make pancakes for the baby.
Yeah, there's ways to always
I
keep
mean,
it
I guess
smooth.
you can't do that if the girl is seeing somebody else already.
Yes,
so
you can.
I'm just saying.
Listen, I've been dating chicks. We're gonna say nice words. I've been dating chicks for years
I would hope so.
and never leave in bad terms. No, not the same chick.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like different stages, this and that. Never leave on a bad term. And then you always get the phone call, you always get the text, and vice versa. Hey, I'm in town. What you doing? It's better that way. Never say names. Never blow up spots to your homeboys.
Correct.
And if you got kids, help.
Handle
You
your
got it.
business.
You gotta
At the end
handle
of
your
the day, You
business.
just gotta handle your business. That's pretty much what it all comes down to. Whether the government is telling you to do it or forcing you to do it or not.
Nah, you get no
should
points for that.
I'm saying though, but you should take care of your child regardless. And it shouldn't. You're right. It shouldn't take the government to do that. But at the same time, there's women that are spiteful too. Like, oh, well, now you're not gonna see your child because you don't want to pay.
Yeah, they use it as pawns. That happens.
That's messed up too. You know, not me. I used to, when me and my baby, I shouldn't say this on air, but when me and my baby daddy broke up, I would drop the kids off on Friday and just dip. And I wasn't clubbing because I'm not that chick.
It
I
doesn't
wasn't
matter.
clubbing. I would literally sometimes hide my car and sleep in the back room so that
Yeah.
in case he drove by my house, he couldn't see the lights, dead ass, just so that I can have peace,
Peace.
for like 2 days.
Trust me, I know.
Because I'm with them 24/7, and it, you know, they were little at the time. Now they're grown, but you know, I used to do that. I literally would hide my car, like park it
All
3
those
blocks
standards,
down. and stuff.
you're allowed to go out. You're allowed to enjoy yourself. Your life isn't over. You know, as long as you handle your business, set the foundation, make sure your kids got morals, you be alright.
Yeah.
You know, you're entitled. I go out. I know people see me. Oh, you go out. I got a phone call recently. Oh, I heard you go out every day. No, I don't go out every day. I go out once every 2 or 3 weeks. I just turn up. But if you do, I don't post my business on social media because shit's retarded. But people know. I go, I take my kids out, I do what I gotta do. I'm my daughter's Uber, and she's in college. People, let her take the bus. No, because I'm gonna be that parent on the news pissed that something happened. If I'm not working a 9 to 5, I'm home. I'm taking her to school. My daughter has never walked to school or took the yellow bus or any bus. Not against that. I'm just saying, me, if I'm not working and I'm home, I could get up at 5 in the morning, make her breakfast, and take her to school, because I sleep better at night knowing that she's covered. I shield her from a lot, and no one can take that. I don't care what anybody tells me. My kid's not gonna be an X-File. You know, I don't play that. You know, so you do what you gotta do, but I still turn up. I still do what I gotta do, because you're human. You gotta live your life.
You gotta have your own life at the end of the day. You can't just be miserable at home.
Right.
Not that you'll be miserable taking care of your kids, but you still need that break.
Right.
And
to feel
just for mental clarity, if anything, just to kind of get out of that mom
and not
slash
feel like,
dad role.
and not feel like a robot.
Exactly.
Because then that's when you get that, the fuck, I did this year, I got no life, and then you get Henny, and then all of a sudden it's a wrap. You be in the strip club, and the next thing you know, it's
9 months later, some chick is pregnant asking you
oh
for
no,
child support.
nah, hell no.
I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, I just, I wanted to come on and talk about these issues and always have a man's opinion as opposed to just mine, because I got my own opinions on things, and, sometimes people like, you just be saying how you think like that, because I think rationally. I think, I'm not the typical quote unquote girl. I don't
She's
have
better,
that.
she needs dick.
Nah,
that's
no,
my
not at all.
that's
sorry. I mean, like I said, if I wanted it, I could get it. It's just like you. If you want it, you can get it. You know who to call. I know who to call. I can call you if anything.
It's different. Oh shit.
I'm just kidding.
It's different now. It's different now. I got a different level, so it's scary. It's scary to some now.
So no, but I mean seriously, the thing with me is I don't. Not to say I don't need it, because it's sex at the end of the day, and for me is, I shouldn't say this on there neither, but
it's needed.
I can have sex every day, 3 times. I don't care because that's just my drive. But for me to just some random dude, I can't do that. That to me, that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird to me. Like, I can't do that, because to me, sex is so much better when there's passion and there's feelings involved, and you have that connection, that chemistry, and stuff like that.
People don't do that no more.
I know, but that's the thing. And if you go through my inbox or my IG, whatever, my DMs, it's all guys who just want to smash. They think that, oh, do you want to see something big? No. That's literally my answer sometimes. I'm leaving to such and such states. Can we have sex before I go? No. Like, if that's what you're coming at me with, the answer is always going to be no. And more like, fuck no. Like, that's the only fuck you're going to get at the end of the day is a fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing. If that's all you're offering me, I don't want it. Because I can get that anywhere at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? I want something more than that. So, contrary to what people may believe, Nina Rock is not out there in the clubs or hoeing. I've never had a hoe stage. Like,
you missed out. We spoke about that. That's crazy.
I've never had a hoe stage.
You missed out. Well,
I don't feel like I missed out.
You need that. Look at Ayesha Curry.
Well,
she's resurfaced. She didn't have a whole phase.
Well, no, I mean, with the whole thing with Ayesha Curry, I mean, I get what she was saying. Like, she didn't. To me, I felt like she wasn't saying that she needed the attention from the other guys. But what,
That's exactly what she said.
No, but I don't think she meant it like that. Like, what I feel like she meant was like,
that she still got it.
Yeah, because sometimes listen. Sometimes I walk down the street, be looking a hot mess, and nobody will talk to me. Nobody will say anything. So you start, or sometimes I'll be all dressed up. But you're not married. Hold on, I understand that. But sometimes, even still, married or not, you're still human, like you said. And it's always nice to know, like, somebody thinks you're pretty, even if it's your husband.
Outside of your marriage,
it doesn't matter.
So I don't get married. See, it all comes down to the same shit.
But she's not saying that she's gonna act on that.
But that's a slap in the face doing that shit on national television. That's something you discuss with your man or your homegirl.
But I don't think she did it, and I don't feel like it was something that she meant to disrespect her husband. I think it was just, she's saying in general, like, hey, nobody really, comes at me like that, and she feels some type of way about it. Like, not saying that she wants it or needs it or is going to act on it, but it's always good to feel beautiful. It's always good to know that you still got it, and somebody's like, damn, she cute or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that. just for your own.
Fuck that. That solidified everything for me. Like,
I'm
no
just
matter
saying.
you could give the
But
bitch
no,
the whole world
you-
and still
Well, your
outside
views on
attention is
everything-
needed.
Your views on everything.
No,
is-
it's not
yes,
everything.
it
I'm not
is.
talking about. We're not even talking about financially or whatever. They seem like they got it going on
Exactly,
perfectly. She got her
exactly.
own thing going on.
Yeah.
They got kids together.
Mhm.
They seem like it's alright.
Yeah.
It could be a shitstorm in the
Mhm.
crib. It's true.
Yeah,
But
but you
it's
can never
it's
believe
pretty
everything
full
that you
circle
see. Exactly.
because, like I said, I've had conversations with women who try to advocate marriage, and I'd be like, okay, why'd you get married?
Okay.
Financial stability.
Okay,
No, stability.
but-
that's what the bitch told me. So
Okay,
that's
but
what it
those-
comes down to. So she ain't got to worry about
But
that.
that's not every woman, though.
No, I'm saying, but she don't got to worry about that. So then that's not the case.
Mm-hmm. Right, but I personally feel that that a lot of people, not just women, but a lot of people get married for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
All the wrong reasons. Whether it's financial, whether it's, oh, we have kids, or whether it's, I want to do this by the time I'm 30, whatever the case
It's
is.
retarded.
You're right, 100%. I personally feel if you're not married, and maybe, because people say I live in a fairy tale land. Yes, I
You do. You watch Once Upon a Time.
I love that show. I do. I want to go to Storybrooke. But what I'm
Bitch is a
saying is,
loser.
I'm not a loser.
No whole phase. Fucking storybook. You need Henny
I'm
dick
waiting for
ASAP.
Prince Charming. That's what I'm waiting
Oh,
for.
you
No,
need
no, no.
crema de palo from Henny. Fuck Prince
no.
Charming.
No, but what I'm saying is, for me, or someone who is marrying for all those wrong reasons, eventually is going to end up in divorce. That's a
Yeah.
given, no
Oh,
matter
God,
what.
I could tell you
I'm
stories
just
for
saying,
days.
exactly. We can be on that subject all day.
Yo,
I personally think
I
people
was
do get married
at
for the
dinner
wrong
with a
reasons.
chick that I was seeing for like 5-6 years. She got engaged. She did the marriage. I went to New York. We was having dinner. I told her we can't do this no more. Why? I said, because you married. I
Right.
said, I don't know your husband. Never met him. He
Right.
just knows my name because I know you since we was young.
Right.
That I don't owe him no respect.
Right.
I'm telling you, I respect you enough to know that if shit hits the fan,
Right.
I'm not gonna take you and your kids with me.
Right.
So
But
why put
see-
yourself in? Why put me and you in that position?
Right, but you're open and honest about that, which is good. Now, if she chose to still fuck with you at that
No,
point,
I chose. I was like dead.
I know,
I'm good.
but I'm saying if you, regardless, if you didn't say, whatever, but you're telling her straight up what it is. Now, she continues on. That's on her now.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
exactly.
saying? That's on her now, bitch. I told you from the beginning what it was.
And then this
You
is
know
when
what
I
I'm saying?
asked her. I said, "I'm curious. This is a woman,
Right.
not a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Had a career since she was probably in her 18, 19."
Right.
She said, "I just was curious," and I'm like, "Why'd you marry your husband?"
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I'm like, "Oh, my best friend. She's gonna tell me some crazy
Yeah,
storybook shit."
Mhm.
She told me financial stability.
Mm-hmm. Well, she, again, that's not the right
That's-
reasons to get married. I agree, 100%.
That crushed me.
Of course.
Coming from her, I don't give a fuck about all these other bros. I'm
But
like,
from
yo,
her, it crushed
I'm
you?
like, yo, that was the last thing I would have. And then she's just advocating marriage is the greatest thing, blah blah blah. And I'm
I
like,
personally don't think that marriage is the greatest thing. I think that if you find the perfect, it can be a great thing, but
there's no such thing as perfect.
but it doesn't have to be perfect. But if you could find an imperfect person and make. Look,
Yeah,
okay, look,
There's a chick out there who I once told that she completes me.
there you go. Exactly. And I personally feel, and this is just me, that there is a quote unquote, I don't know if you can see my quotations,
Yeah.
quote unquote, perfect person for everyone. Because, see, ooh, my iPad dropped. So here's my thing, okay? I'm gonna put the camera towards me. I believe in puzzle pieces, and I could be a little crazy, and that's okay. But this is me. This is why I won't get married just to get married. I'm not gonna get married just because just because we've been together for a long time, and that's supposed to be. No, if the relationship is not good and y'all just beefing and fighting all the time, what makes you think a piece of paper is gonna make a difference? It's not. It's not. You're eventually gonna break up, and you're eventually gonna end up in divorce. So for me, a lot of people settle. It is what it is. A lot of people settle in their relationships because they feel they don't want to be out there trying to start something new. And I get that. I'm not knocking anybody for it. But for me, that's not, it doesn't work like that. Like, I believe that there is a perfect person for everyone, but most people don't wait and take their time to find that person. And that's why you have a lot of infidelity. That's why you have a lot of marriages ending up in divorce. And that's why you have all these situations that are going on right now. Now, that could just be me, like I said, you know, living in a Storybrooke kind of world. But at the end of the day, for me, I want to marry somebody that I actually am completely madly in love with. Whether it works or it doesn't work, I want to make sure, exactly, I want to make sure that I'm marrying for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. Not because someone's got money or someone, you know, can take care of me financially, or we have kids, or we've been together X amount of years, or whatever. Like, none of that works for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about that. And I do feel that people do get married for all the wrong reasons. So we got about a few minutes left. Any final thoughts that you want to say on anything that we talked about before I go into my Nina Rock rant, which I kind of already did, but...
No, I pretty summed it up. I just wanted to say, the chick that I said that completes me, something totally different, something totally left field. Always together. Of course, Henny plays a part.
But that's okay.
Drinks
But it worked
Henny.
for you.
Like, yeah, we go out, and the thing is, you know, I never told her this, but the reason why I told her that was because when we were together, nothing else mattered.
Exactly.
And that's important.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, and not no lovey-dovey shit, no none of that, because we never told each other that.
Exactly.
It's just that.
But she was your person.
Right. We do this, we do it that, we going here, we going there. It could be something simple.
Exactly.
Walk in the park over here, just chilling in the car, talking shit,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing else matters.
Did you eat ice cream with her?
You want to hear something? I did. Funny story. We was driving. I thought she was older than what she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you can, you know, it's okay to do relationships in your mid-20s. And she told me she was like 17. I pulled the car. Like, I was like, yo, you want some ice cream? And I bought her ice cream. We ate ice cream. That's funny that you said that. That's
that
crazy.
Is funny that I said that. But yeah, I just wanted to find out.
You're an asshole.
I know. I'm a whole ass. Capital A on my motherfucking chest. I admit it, though. There's a difference, though. I admit it. I know I'm an asshole. But I'm an honest asshole.
Okay.
There's a difference.
So you dick solves all of that. But
No,
you don't want to listen to me.
I'm good. Like I said, if I want it, I can get it. It's not a problem.
Okay.
Not a problem at all. Trust me. Just like you can get it, I can get it.
Okay.
So, but anyway, with that being said, I do just want to remind everybody that you guys can go ahead and download that Culture Play app and listen to this show or any other one of our shows. And we are sponsored by Joanne from G World Properties. I'm going to be this weekend over in Fort Myers. I got some events going on out there. I've been spending a lot of time down in South Florida lately. So shout out to G's Bridal for that, for hosting another fashion show. So before we go, I just want to go ahead and go into my Nina Rock rant, because I got some shit to say.
Okay.
So on a final note, I just want to go ahead and talk about haters, liars, and people who just talk shit and make up stories for no reason. Just because you get into an argument with somebody, or, you know, your friendship, relationship, whatever ends, fails, for whatever the case is, there's really no reason for you guys to go ahead and talk shit and make up stories and lies and create all these things on Facebook, social media, and all that good stuff, because at the end of the day, you're not really showing yourself any justice. At the end of the day, you're looking like a fool at the end of the day, because if you got something to say it direct to the person instead of blasting it all over social media. And not only that, but to create lies to make yourself look better and try to make yourself feel better is totally irrelevant as well, because at the end of the day, when you start doing shit like that, you're really only fucking up the foundation that that you're standing on. That's all you're doing, is crumbling it step by step by step by step. At the end of the day, you know, I don't do drama, I don't do beef, I don't do any of that. If I'm done with you, I'm done with you, because at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that I don't want you to eat. You're just not going to eat on my table. That's how I see it. And for me, I'm all about, you know, taking care of my kids. You know this. I don't got to tell you this. I hustle every day for mine. You know, I'm not out here lying, stealing, making, you know, stories up about people and random shit. Because at the end of the day, if it don't make dollars for me, it don't make any kind of sense. So with that being said, you know, make sure you guys, I feel like Jerry Springer right now. Take care of yourselves and each other. But really, you know, cut with the drama. Don't put shit on social media, because that's really childish. Because back in the day, there was no social media.
Yeah, I'm not
if
from
you
that
had
era.
me neither. If you had something to say, you went knocking on the person's door.
Yep, it's just me and the guns. What happened?
You know what I mean? But now everybody want to, you know, the thing that kills me is the lies and the stories and this and that to make yourself look better than when you actually look like a fool. So that's all I got to say about that. Love, peace, and motherfucking hair grease. Your girl Nina Rock is out. Thank you, Carmela, for coming to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. And you already know, next week, same time, same channel, Culture Radio, your girl Nina Rock here. Nina Rock on the motherfucking mic all day, Thursday, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Bye-bye.